Follow along for real-time updates on former President Donald Trump, who appeared in court for the first time on Tuesday after being charged with 37 counts of handling classified information improperly. It's the first time in American history that a former president has been indicted by the federal agency he previously presided over. Before we move any further, make sure to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon for future notifications. The allegations brought by the federal government against Donald Trump are being described as election interference and yet another attempt to rig and steal a presidential election. Hours after becoming the first former president to face charges in federal court, he voiced his complaints to hundreds of fans at his Bedminster Golf Club in New Jersey. He entered a not guilty plea. Trump stated that he had the authority to search through boxes and separate personal information from official papers in advance of a potential legal defense. He added that until FBI officials searched his Mar-a-Lago home last year, he had not had time to review all the files transferred from the White House. Trump linked his own conduct to those of other former senior officials, despite the fact that the circumstances in those cases are different, and termed the case against him one of the most outrageous and vicious legal theories ever put forward in an American court of law. He described Jack Smith, the special counsel, as a thug who carries out political hit jobs and declared that this day will go down in infamy. At his Bedminster, New Jersey golf club, Donald Trump has returned. The former president will deliver his first statement after entering a not guilty plea to accusations of maintaining classified information and resisting efforts by the government to recover it. As the sun set over Bedminster's undulating greens, news helicopters beat overhead. Cheers erupted as Trump's motorcade pulled up. Many folks hurried to take photos. A terrace was crowded with several hundred fans and club members, many of whom were donning red, "Make America Great Again" caps. Former Justice Department employee Kash Patel, former New York Police Commissioner Bernie Kerik, and MyPillow entrepreneur and conspiracist Mike Lindell were among the guests. The rally, according to Lindell, was intended to support our real president, Donald Trump, and there was absolutely nothing done with any sort of malicious intent at all. He continued by calling the indictment a blessing, since he believed it would help Trump's standing in the polls. Karine Jean-Pierre, the press secretary for the White House, dodges queries on the legal proceedings against Trump. Tuesday, a question was posed to Jean-Pierre regarding whether or not President Joe Biden agreed with his wife, First Lady Jill Biden, who had stated that it was a little shocking that Trump maintained a sizable amount of Republican Party support. Jean-Pierre replied, "I'm just not going to comment on anything that's linked to the indictment." In addition, when asked if Biden would ever contemplate forgiving Trump, the president's top spokesman sidestepped the topic. Jean-Pierre shook her head, no comment, although she did laugh a little. The White House has a policy of refraining from commenting on active criminal cases. They have only made reference to Biden's predecessor in the interim at key moments. Tuesday, Jean-Pierre did emphasize that Biden was clearly not involved in any Justice Department decision to indict Trump and that he is concentrating on restoring the department's integrity. "That is the reason we have been so steadfast," added Jean-Pierre. "We simply don't comment on criminal cases," the statement reads. When questioned about Trump's arrest by reporters at a reception honoring U.S. State Department chiefs of mission, Biden declined to respond. Biden made reference to simultaneous interpretation during his lengthy sessions with Chinese President Xi Jinping during his formal remarks at that event, adding the jest, "I turned all my notes in." Trump is rumored to have taken an interpreter's notes following a meeting with Vladimir Putin of Russia. Biden said he wasn't referring about Trump after the audience burst out laughing. Biden said, "That's not a reference to the president, the past president." No, look, really, it isn't. At his Bedminster, New Jersey golf club, where he plans to make remarks in response to the accusations after returning from his arraignment Tuesday night, Trump's supporters have started to show up. On the club's stone patio, dozens of white wedding chairs have been placed in front of a stage that is adorned with American flags and red, white, and blue bunting. Former Department of Justice employee Kash Patel, Bernie Kerik, and MyPillow conspirator Mike Lindell were attendees at Trump's Bedminster gathering. The purpose of Lindell's visit, he claims, is to support our real president, Donald Trump. He urged Ron DeSantis to support Trump tomorrow and withdraw from the presidential contest. The renowned Versailles Cafe and Bakery in the Little Havana district was Trump's first destination after court. Inside, he was met and touched in prayer by a group of individuals. Trump, who turned 77 on Wednesday, was also given a happy birthday by those present. "A certain birthday," he said, "some birthday. Our government is out of control," someone said. Politicians visiting Miami are required to see the iconic Versailles. Their Cuban exiles gathered in 2016 to commemorate Fidel Castro's passing. Walt Nana, a Trump associate and co-conspirator, accompanied him at the eatery and assisted customers in taking photographs with the defendant. Trump's first court appearance was witnessed by the special counsel who filed the accusations against him. At Tuesday's hearing in Miami federal court, when Trump pled not guilty to allegations that he hoarded sensitive materials, Jack Smith sat in the front row behind the prosecution's table. Smith just briefly addressed the charge on Friday, but aside from that, he has avoided the media. After pleading not guilty to federal allegations that he hoarded sensitive papers and defied government requests to turn them over, Trump was free without having to post a bond. Before the hearing started in a federal courtroom in Miami, Trump bent over to communicate to his counsel, but he remained silent throughout the proceedings. Todd Blanche, his attorney, stood forward and entered the plea on his behalf as the client remained seated. He informed the judge, "We most definitely enter a plea of not guilty." Throughout the 50-minute session, Trump occasionally glared but mainly remained expressionless. As he listened, he also crossed his arms, played with a pen, and crossed his fingers. Blanche objected to the former president's being prevented from speaking with witnesses, including Asnada, a Navy veteran who served as Trump's valet at the White House before becoming his personal assistant at Mar-a-Lago. They are employed by Trump, according to Blanche, so he needs to be able to contact with them. After some debate, Magistrate Judge Jonathan Goodman ruled that Trump may speak with them about their work but couldn't discuss the issue directly without going via his attorneys. According to Goodman, fact witnesses who are on the government's list would not be contacted regarding the case. Because he lacks a local lawyer, Nada, who was charged alongside the former president, chose not to enter a plea. He does not need to be present when he is arraigned on June 27 before Chief Magistrate Judge Edwin Torres. The former president won't need to give up his passport or have any restrictions placed on his personal travel. Later on Tuesday, Trump is anticipated to travel back to New Jersey, where he has arranged a press conference to address the allegations. Trump has entered a not guilty plea to federal accusations that he secreted crucial military secrets and classified documents and planned to hinder government efforts to get them back. Days after becoming the first former president to be charged with federal crimes, Trump appeared before a judge in a federal courthouse in Miami on Tuesday. Because he lacks a local representation, Trump assistant Walt Nauta, who was charged alongside the former president, chose not to enter a plea. He does not need to be present when he is arraigned on June 27 before Chief Magistrate Judge Edwin Torres. Authorities assert that Trump lied and schemed to prevent the government from obtaining the nuclear program records and other highly classified military information that were kept at his Mar-a-Lago home. As he runs for president again in 2024, Trump is dealing with a second criminal issue. He is also charged with falsifying company documents pertaining to hush money payments made during the 2016 campaign in New York State Court. In both cases, Trump has denied guilt and criticized the prosecutions as being politically motivated. This is it for today's video. Make sure to subscribe to our channel for further updates.